Thank you, and good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. We'd like to ask you to stand now for our opening song. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day. You got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say: I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more trouble, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, woo, I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Woo! No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit, and so are you. Yes, we're only here for God.
Thank you, Anton and Laura. Wow. Welcome, everyone, to Center for Spiritual Living Rogue Valley in partnership with Unity Medford. And welcome to 2023. Wow, huh? I'm Kimberly Hawkins. I am currently the co-minister here at Center for Spiritual Living Rogue Valley. And it's our pleasure to welcome each and every one of you. We honor you no matter where you may happen to be on your own personal spiritual journey. If anyone is here for the very first time, we'd love you to raise your hand. We promise we won't follow you home, but we'd like to just give you a little love. Anybody? First timers? Welcome, Jeremiah. I want to remind you at this time to please put your cell phones on airplane mode or turn them off so we won't be disturbed during the service. Let's just take a deep breath here. It's so great to see y'all. I've been out for a couple of weeks and it's wonderful to be back. I want to do a couple introductions. Our pulpit practitioner this morning is Kim Bebo, who will be leading our invocation and reading and peace candle lighting. Holding high watch out there somewhere is Karen. There she is, Karen Jordan, who did a lovely meditation this morning. Thank you, Karen. Our musicians are Anton Mizrak and Laura Berryhill. And a big thank you to Ben Rummel and Bill Miner and Tom Frederick and Shannon Schnibbe, who are our crew that is enabling us to broadcast this. So a welcome to everybody who may be watching us online. I think that's it for our introduction. So let's take a collective deep New Year's breath as our musicians prepare us for our invocation.
I am opening And staying in that gentle, deep place of reverence, knowing that this moment in this place, in this sacred place, we come together. We come together knowing that God is all there is, that there is the beauty, the glorious joy, the light of fulfillment, the light of love, that we share this in this moment and in this wonderful place of community. And for this, I am so, so grateful. I light the peace candle this morning to represent the light within each of us, the light of divine oneness, the Christ consciousness that resides in us all, knowing as I light this peace, as I light the flame of peace that we hold in our hearts, we allow ourselves to feel God's peace and love deeply in our hearts, so that we might send that peace and love out into the world. As we move into the brief moment of silence, we send this light from our hearts to all of those here in our community and out into the world, knowing that it is all that we express in every day and every moment. And so it is. I'd like to read to you this morning a meditation from this rather large tome called Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. And just kind of slowly take it in. And I am so thankful to be here, and I'm so thankful to be with you all, because I didn't say welcome at any time. But I am very glad to be here. And if you'll just close your eyes and gently breathe. I know there is a power for good, which is responding to me, bringing into my experience everything that is necessary to my unfoldment, to my happiness, to my peace, to my health, and to my success. I know there is a power for good that enables me to help others, to bless the whole world. So I say quietly to myself, there is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. It is flowing through me, circulating in me. I am one with its rhythm. My heart beats with the pulsation of the universe in serenity, in peace, and in joy. My whole physical being is animated by the divine spirit, and if there is anything in it that does not belong, it is cast out, because there is one perfect life in me now. And I say to myself, I am guided so that I shall know what to do under every circumstance in every situation. Divine intelligence guides me in love, in joy, and in complete self-expression. Desiring that the law of good alone shall control me, I bless and prosper everything I am doing. I multiply every activity. I accept and expect happiness and complete success. Realizing that I am one with all people, I affirm that there is a silent power flowing through me and them, which blesses and heals and prospers, makes happy and glad their pathway. And realizing that the world is made up of people like myself, I bless the world and affirm that it shall come under the divine government of good, under the divine providence of love, and under the divine leadership of the supreme intelligence. For thine is the wisdom and the power and the glory forever. And so it is. Thank you.
Well, here's a song Laura and I wrote for this church a little while ago. Rise and shine, it's a new day, a different path, a different way. Bring your dreams of work and play. Rise and shine, journey to your destiny through endless possibilities. You cannot fail, your heart is free. Rise and shine, rise and shine, it's a new day.
Lovely, thank you. Thought I'd begin with a little test of our knowledge of New Year's traditions. So y'all know what a New Year's resolution is, right? You sure? It's something that goes in one year and out the other. Yeah. And you know what the spider's New Year's resolution is? It's a good one maybe for us to adopt. Spend less time on the web. Yeah. And what should a basketball player never have as her or his New Year's resolution? To travel more. Indulge me in 2 more lame jokes, okay? Knock, knock. Radio. Radio not, it's a new year. Knock, knock. Abby. Abby New Year, everybody. Thank you for indulging me. Once in a while, I like to do lame jokes. So the truth is, I gave up the idea of making New Year's resolutions quite some time ago, and I think that the same is probably true for many of you. Because the truth is, these hard and fast things like I'll lose 15 pounds and next year the resolution becomes I'll lose 20, right? They don't seem to hold. We tend to not be able to hold on to them or fulfill them, and then we become frustrated or upset at ourselves. So what I have done instead is set intentions. Because intentions, we know in our science of mind philosophy and our new thought philosophy and unity as well, are powerful, powerful things to hold. I also tend to do a process at the end of the year, and I love the end of the year. I love this time of year. You know, January, you may know, gets its name from the Roman god Janus, or Janus, who was the god of endings and beginnings, of doorways, of transitions, of newness. And Janus was always depicted with two faces, two heads, facing in opposite directions, and it was thought that he was looking back to the past year and ahead to the new year. And I think that's what we are all called to do this time of year, to do some reflecting on the past year. I took a long walk yesterday, as I want to do on New Year's Eve, and just contemplating. Actually, I looked at the calendar in my phone to review what went on this year. And huge gratitude emerged for me of so many wonderful things that happened. For one, last March, our beginning services here with Unity and starting that partnership, and just a lot of things that I was grateful for. But typically, we'll also find things that were challenging, and so we can review the lessons. And we also can review perhaps those habits or thoughts or things that we want to not carry through that threshold into the new year, things we want to release or let go. And that's what today is going to be about. What do we want to release? We're going to be doing shortly a burning bowl ceremony, and I'll give you directions about that, in a bit. The theme for this month I've chosen is release, receive, renew. It's a 3-step end of the year process, and again today is going to be mostly about release. So, intentions. Let me read you a couple wonderful quotes about the power of intentions from Deepak Chopra. When we become quiet and introduce our intentions into the field of pure potentiality, we harness the universe's infinite organizing power, which can manifest our desires with effortless ease. I'm going to read that one again. It's a powerful one. When we become quiet and introduce our intentions into the field of pure potentiality, in other words, infinite potentiality, which we call the law, we harness the universe's organizing power, which can manifest our desires with effortless ease. We don't have to make it happen. We can allow the universe to do it for us. True, right? The other one I want to read is from our founder of Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes. When we pray our affirmative prayer, our practitioners and ministers will often say, I speak my word for absolute health, for Liz or whoever we're praying for. I speak my word. And that's like making an affirmation. It's like setting an intention. It's like knowing truth beyond what is physically appearing at the moment, knowing the ultimate eternal spiritual truth of someone. So Ernest Holmes wrote this: just what is meant by your word? It means your conscious intention, your conscious direction, your conscious faith and acceptance that because of what you're doing, the power of spirit will flow through your word in the direction you give it. The power of intention. So backtracking just a little bit, I'm going to share a little bit about my process in hopes that it might spur some thoughts for you for your year-end, beginning of the year process. I do a lot of meditating to come up with what I'm going to release, and then I do a lot of meditating to receive what is most calling my heart for the coming year. What would be my intention? What would be the theme? Or usually it's a word, a phrase, or a couple phrases. So at the end of the year, I like to review the past year's intentions and then set new ones. So I'm going to share with you, as I looked back, in 2020, my word was simplify. Little did I know in January just how much we were all going to simplify, right, in 2020. In March, of course, COVID hit. We shut down. During the course of the year, we had a lot of simplifying to do in terms of not offering a youth program, broadcasting our services from our office, giving up our Scottish Rites venue. I don't know about you, but spending more time than usual at home and on Zoom. I had time to clean out the garage, clean out the drawers. We all did a lot of simplifying. Yeah. The next year, 2021, I came up with trust me. That's what came to me in meditation. And for me, trust me meant two things. It meant Spirit saying to me, trust me. And it also meant to trust me as Spirit directs me. Trust my following my own guidance and taking action as I was led to do. That was a very powerful, powerful intention. This year, 2022, I actually had two. My first was open my heart, and the second was let go, let God. Still working on that one. Let go, let God. Yeah, that may be a lifetime intention. But I wanted to share, as I reviewed my year, just how powerful that I've forgotten that was the intention, just like we tend to forget New Year's resolutions, right? But when we set an intention, we can let it go. That's what we do in our last step of prayer. You know, we make the affirmation, we release it into the law, and we let it go. We don't have to think about it because we've already given it to God. We've already given it to Spirit. We've already given it to that field of infinite potentiality, and it is already working on our intention for us. So open my heart. Wow. Open my heart. I followed it with a lot of prayer support. This summer, I got a lot of prayer support around opening my heart because I'd been single for a long time, and I truly wanted to be in partnership. And lo and behold, on August 7th, in walked my true partner, Eric, into this center through a series of synchronicities that I couldn't possibly have engineered. Couldn't possibly. And so looking back, I went, wow, I set that in motion back in January when I said my intention is to open my heart, right? And the let go, let God part is really interesting too, because I remember leaving prayer sessions with, I'm going to recognize her. Reverend Stephanie Clark was my practitioner for this process, and she was awesome. And I left my sessions with Stephanie, 2 of them this summer, not just feeling like it was possible that I would meet my partner. I left there knowing that it was going to happen. And that's where we need to get to. We need to get that place of trust that we know that we know that we know that God is good and God will deliver what our heart desires. Maybe not in the way, the timing, and so on. The when, where, how isn't up to us. It's up to the divine. But that's how I left, and it happened. But the trust, let go, let God part is so interesting because the series of things that had to happen to bring Eric here that day, who was the guest of our guest artist that day, had been to the Circles in the Sand, was in one of the photos that I showed as my slide presentation that day, has a background that so is in sync with me, instant connect. I mean, it was a God thing, right? And that's the magic of setting an intention. And I share that to just remind us all that we can have whatever it is our heart desires this year. If we can set an intention, get prayer support to the point where we know that we're supported, that it will happen, that we don't have to arrange it, we don't have to manipulate it or control it, let it go, and let Spirit do its grand thing through and for us. This year, getting back to the release part, I'm releasing several things. I don't know about you, but as I sat to do meditation after the holidays were over, I had the overwhelming feeling of grief the other day. I just sat down and immediately started to cry. And at first I thought, what? What is this? And what it was about, anybody else have grief around the holidays? A few of us, yeah. What it was about this time for me was for 20 years, I was not in connection with my mom. Through a series of unfortunate circumstances, well, I say unfortunate, and yet they're what shaped me, all of our challenges or our lessons. There was abuse in my family from my dad, and she supported him, and I forgave him and reached out and wanted to have a relationship even though we disagreed about the past, and it just wasn't happening. So for 20 years, I had no relationship with my mom, none. And Christmas was something she loved. And here I am at holidays, like decorating and celebrating and doing some of the things she loved to do, and she's not here anymore. I had 6 months with her at the end of her life after my dad died. And there was just all this grief came pouring out and pouring out and pouring out. And then I realized at some point, the truth is, even though I missed those years, I take comfort from a Bible. I can't remember what book this was from. The Bible says, I will restore the years the locusts have eaten. And that's true for any of us, no matter what we feel we've lost. And what I realized is, as much as I really grieve the fact that I didn't have those 20 years with my beloved mother, the truth is we have an eternal connection. And she's on the other side right now, and I can be in touch with her. And we will see each other again one day. I know that for a fact. So one of the things that is in my intention, and I will put in the burning bowl this morning, is releasing the grief. Releasing. And that's a process, as we all know. It isn't a one-time done deal, but I want to release a chunk of it and know the truth for myself. The other two things I'm releasing is fear of lack. You know, we're moving right now into a time in our history as a community where, as most of you know, Rev. Michelle Ariano has accepted a position as the executive director of our entire denomination, which is incredible for her. I think it's incredible for the denomination. And when I first knew that that was about to happen, I was, oh my God. Because she was my co-minister, still is for another couple weeks. And I thought would be here even maybe when I'm gone, you know. So recalibrating, you know, having to redo, So one of my things I'm releasing is this thought that I have to shoulder the responsibility for this community on my own. Because you know what? We have a huge, deep bench. We have Jean, who is the Unity's board president, who's been amazing. We have, I think, 5 ministers in our community. We had a party, a gathering for the holidays with 13 of us, ministers and practitioners. We have volunteers. We have all of you. And no one person shoulders the responsibility for this community alone. That's the truth. And so I'm releasing that idea. And let's see, I'm going to check my cheat sheet here because I've forgotten my third one. Grief, the idea that that's it. The grief, the idea that I have to shoulder the responsibility on my own, and any idea of lack. How about that? Anybody need to release any idea of lack? Yeah. So I think that's an important first step. We're going to do that in just a moment. This is a little quote from somebody named Nick Frederickson. I close my eyes to old ends and open my heart to new beginnings. I close my eyes to old ends and open my heart to new beginnings. So, we're about to step into a meditation process together. I'm going to invite the ushers to come forward. I'm going to invite you to take a piece of flash paper from the baskets that they're going to pass out. They look like this. And a pen. And you don't have to write anything yet on the flash paper. You probably want to lean on a hymnal or something so you can write. But once everybody has a flash paper and a pen, I'm going to lead us in a meditation so that you can come up with the things you want to release. It's a tiny piece of paper, so you might want to summarize, right? I've written grief, fear of lack, need to control, right? You're so sweet. I love y'all. So please begin, ushers, to pass those things out. Anton and Laura are going to play some music, and let's consider this the beginning of our meditation. I'll lead us through a guided process in a moment, but let's just go within right now. And perhaps as we start, begin to review your year 2022. See if you can remember some of the things that happened last winter at this time, some of the things you experienced in spring, summer and fall. Begin to give gratitude and begin to think about lessons or what you need to release. if you have things you already know, you can write them down, but I invite you to wait to the meditation too, because I think some other things may come up. So as you simply hold your paper and your pen for now, I invite us all to take a few deep breaths, deep, cleansing, releasing breaths. Breathing in all the good this past year has offered us. And breathing out any idea of limitation as we move forward into the new year, 2023. Breathing in knowing we are part of that field of pure potential, of infinite possibilities awaiting us at the hands of the Divine One. Everything is possible. Everything awaits us. And so leaning into those divine arms that always, always present to uplift, to hold, to nurture, to guide, to supply us with all our needs. I invite you now to review the state of your union, the state of your union with your higher self, the state of your union with your higher power. In all areas of your life. And we ask our higher wisdom self now to reveal to each of us, what is it I need to release as I enter this new year? What are the beliefs, the habits, the ideas that I'm meant to let go, that no longer serve me? Perhaps some of them had a purpose at one time, a long time ago, but no longer. So in the area of my health, my wealth, my love and harmonious relationships, in the area of my creative self-expression, what are the limiting beliefs, the fears, the experiences that I need to release, to let go? And let's just spend a few minutes now in the silence, allowing that higher self wisdom to reveal what it is we need to let go of this year. What is it I need to release for my highest good to flow into my life during this next year? And as you're ready, take a few moments to write in brief those things you are releasing on your flash paper. Those of you who may be listening at home, if you have a piece of paper handy, any piece of paper will do. And you can do this ritual yourself with a candle outside or a bonfire, a ritual New Year's bonfire. While we give time for those of you who have not quite finished to do so, if you've written your release statements, you might start your meditation by saying the following mantra. It's an adaptation from the last 5 lessons in A Course in Miracles. This holy instant, I give to you my fear, or whatever it is you've written down. This holy instant, I give to you, Holy Spirit, my grief. I give to you my belief in lack, whatever it is. So in a moment, I'm going to call you up each by row. I'm going to show you how you do this. Some of you have done flash paper before. You're going to just drop it into the flame and let go. Don't hang on, okay? I'm going to show you how it works. We had an interesting thing occur. Anybody remember the Scottish Rite Center? I didn't dry the paper out, and we had a big flash. It was very powerful. I'm sorry we weren't, I don't think we got it on video that year. All right. So you can come up and say to yourself, you know, in this holy instant, I give to you. You're releasing to God, to Spirit, to your higher power, whatever it is you want to let go. And so in this holy instant, I give to you my fear. Wow. Okay. I want to read you one more thing as you come up. As many of you know, I've been doing the Course in Miracles all year. It is such a powerful, powerful practice. And I'd like to read to you this idea of giving over to God, to Spirit, surrendering, is so beautifully written here in this final lesson, which they repeated for the last 5 days of the year. It was that important. This holy instant, what I give to you, God. Be you in charge, for I would follow you, certain that your direction gives me peace. And I'm going to paraphrase the next part of this lesson. And if I need a word to help me, it is given. If I need a thought, that will also be given. And if I need but stillness and a tranquil, open mind, these are the gifts I will receive. This holy instant, what I give to you. So let's just silently now come up a row at a time and do this. And I invite you, as you finish, to go back to your seat and continue that mantra, not only for yourself, but to hold in consciousness this releasing process, this lightening process, this enlightening process for each one in the room and each one who may be listening online. Okay, come on up, Kim. Let it go. Good. Has to touch the flame. Good. Let's have a couple people treat that we don't set the smoke alarms off. Next row. Make sure it touches the flame and then let it go. You go, let go. Good, perfect. Ooh, that's not flash paper. No, no, no. Okay, we'll get you some. Viv, she needs some flash paper. Me too, Bonnie. There. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Next one. Whoops. Not a problem. It smothered it somehow. Just touch the edge. There you go. Drop it. You got it. Thanks, Wendy. Yes. In this holy instant, I give you my, whatever it is you're releasing. Nice. I think that's everyone. In ancient indigenous cultures, smoke and flame represented purification. And as I look into this bowl, there are no ashes. There's maybe just a little bit of black, but there's nothing that remains of what was burned in here. It is gone. So let's say a little prayer, if you would with me. Let's close our eyes and go within one last time. Knowing that this infinite power of love, of power, of harmony envelops each of us at every moment, this holy instant and the next, as we step across the threshold into this new year. I speak my word. I declare that the things that we released to that Holy One this morning are no more. They have returned to the native nothingness from which they came. I know that our hearts are lightened, our minds are clear, our intentions are clarifying for what it is we want to bring in, to ring in for 2023. And I know as we continue this releasing and intending process, there is a responsive law, that aspect of the Divine One that stands ready always to hear the impress even of our thoughts before we speak them and to act upon them. There is power and magic, if you will, in this idea of intentions for our new year, powered by an infinite spirit that wants only the highest and best for each one here, for each one on the planet, and for our world. So I speak my word as well, that we might let go of disease, we might release war, we might release hate, we might release separation. For the truth is, all we need release is the idea that we can ever be separate from our source, that breath of the divine that continues to breathe us, whether we're on the planet or whether we're in another dimension far beyond. So in great gratitude for this prayer being answered, and great gratitude for the courage to put forth what it is we want to let go of into that flame, knowing each of us is supported fully in the weeks and the months to come, I simply let this prayer be released into the law, into the heart of that one who has already said, yes, my beloveds, it is done. This holy instant, I accept what you have given me. It is no more. And we say together, and so it is. Amen, you guys. Let's give each other a round of applause. Woo! And thank you. All right, can I find my place here? I think we have a song, yes? Thank you.
So one of our New Year's resolutions is always compassion.
Tare
today, so tade, tade, today, so tade, tade, today, so tade, tade, today, so
So how blessed are we that Anton and Laura were here for this meditative service with the Tibetan bowls. Can we give them a little love? Thank you, thank you. Time now for our tithes and offerings. I'm going to invite our ushers to come forward with baskets. I want to thank everybody who's continued to support us through these interesting few years, and also remind you that we tithe 10% of what we receive on Sundays. This quarter, our tithes have been going to Habitat for Humanity, which obviously is an organization that supports our mission of creating a world that works for all. You can, if you write a check, you can make it out to either Unity Medford or CSL RV. There are envelopes in the back of the pew for each of our organizations if you choose to give a cash donation. So would you say our affirmation after me, please? Graciously I give, from a place of love, knowing that as I give, so do I richly receive. And so it is. Viewers online, you can give by going to our website, cslroguevalley.org, and thank you for your contributions as well.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old long syne? For old long syne, my Joe, for old long syne, we will talk a cup of kindness yet. For old lang syne, we twine about the braes and put the goings fine, but we've wandered many a weary fit sin old lang syne. For old lang syne, my Joe, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet. For old lang syne, for old lang syne, my Joe, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet. For old lang syne.
Thank you. There are just a few announcements before we adjourn to the social hall, where our gurus of the kitchen have prepared a snack for us. I forgot about birthday Sunday. So rather than singing happy birthday, if you have a birthday in January, would you stand so we can give you a special blessing? January birthdays. Yeah. So just saying a special blessing upon you birthday folks, knowing that the universe has a special gift in store for you, because this is a double blessing, the new year and your new personal new year. May all your dreams, all your heart's desires come true, and may you easily and effortlessly shed anything that's in the way. Blessings, birthday people. Next Sunday, January 8th, after service, we will be holding a prospective new members class. It's an hour and a half. There's a sign-up sheet in the social hall, but even if you don't sign up and you decide you want to come, please come. It's a time to just find out a little bit more about what membership means. We're doing joint membership right now with both Unity and CSL Rogue Valley. A little bit of time to get to know some of our board members and practitioners, and time to ask any questions you might have, either about our community or about our science of mind or New Thought philosophy. So that's next Sunday after service. And then the following Sunday, the 22nd, we will be having a new members welcoming ceremony during our service. Michael Sunday pointed out that the ramp in the back needs some repair work so that wheelchairs can get up without slipping and sliding. So there's some... That's Melanie, glass half full person. So if anybody has the kind of skills that would help Michael figure out how to put new grippers in there, do what needs to be done, please see him. Let's see. Our annual meeting will take place on Sunday, January 22nd after service. That's when we'll be electing new board members and just having a review of the year and our finances and so on. If you're interested in becoming and running for the board, please let me know. I'm reaching out to a few people right now, but we do have a few openings on our board of trustees. Sign up for our newsletter if you're not getting it in the social hall. There's a sign up in the back on the left there for name tags if you're planning to come back and you don't have a name tag yet. And be sure to go on our Facebook page if you're on Facebook for all the news that's fit to print. In the back of the auditorium, there's also a prayer box. Our practitioners and ministers welcome your prayer requests. They pray over them all week long. If you want to request a phone call or an email, you can do that as well. So I think that's pretty well it. I'm going to invite our practitioners and ministers to come forward now. They are available for a quick 5-minute miracle prayer after service. So I'm going to invite people to move into Bosworth Hall as we finish the service. And I'm just going to give a little benediction. This is a quote from Anusha Atakorala. As we begin a new year, let's discard what is jaded. Let's put on in its place the beautiful garments of faith, hope, and love. Happy New Year, everybody.
Your lamp and pass it on. Let it shine for everyone, so we all may know and we all may see that we are one great family. You can sing with us. Light your lamp and pass it on. Let it shine for everyone, so we all may know and we all may see that we are one great family.
great family. Blessed New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.